apart from the Youth Charter Tenniswise Report making a number of recommendations, we do actually make some firm proposals with a community campus, which is a unique community development through tennis model with a cultural framework that takes tennis in the classroom for curriculum attainment, behaviour and performance, into the playground for health and physical activity and well-being, and beyond the school gate, with the recommendation tools that can equip, engage and empower over 1,000 social coaches. These will be the people in our communities and from our communities who will generate that participation, excellence and aspirations. And it will actually allow us to use digital technology to be able to map, track and measure the impact of the outputs of participation and the outcomes of policy, allowing us to adapt but not having to change direction, which as a result sees us lose time. And I've now had the ability to be exposed to 4 generations of tennis talent, which is why Tim Henman agreed to write this forward. Tim fully knows and appreciates having been so close and yet so far from a Wimbledon title, but one of our best ever products in Great Britain, exactly what it takes. And along with tennis great Pat Cash, who equally as a Youth Charter ambassador, identified the fact that we need tennis athletes. Those athletes come from communities of socioeconomic deprivation. But ultimately, with the Youth Charter Community Campus, a cultural framework, classroom, playground and beyond the school gate, we can see areas like Moss Side, likened to South Precinct LA, actually start producing the talent. But isn't it ironic that the 2 brightest young talents from the inner cities, who might reflect from a gender standpoint, the Williams sisters, currently being supported by a current Premiership footballer? I think these are the questions and honest discussions we must have. And I think from a parent standpoint, as many have said to me, all too worryingly, if we know their children will not become Grand Slam champions, and we know they won't make it to the top 10, because it is a very tough sport that only sees a very few make it to the top, there has to be a wider social and cultural benefit. That's why I believe that with this report, it will hopefully provide a spark that will ignite a debate, a discussion and an honest interaction that will see all things realised and all things possible. Finally, most people asked on the basis of choosing an Olympic sport as to why it could provide a legacy and inspiration for a generation. In order to do that, you need to look at the parks in which tennis is played. They become places where young people hang out with nothing to do, nowhere to go, and no one to show them. And as a result, they have been territorially taken over by gangs in the past. Some of the LTA's money has gone into refurbishing those courts, and they are indeed being brought back to life. But certainly one thing that would certainly increase participation, certainly increase the ability of taking that inner city talent to inner city excellence and opportunity, would be the ability to simply dome 200 courts. By doing that overnight, you multiply the potential and sustainability of that potential 100-fold. So we make no apologies with this report, or else I'd be betraying all those wonderful people who've contributed to it. And I want to thank them, but more importantly, thank Arthur Ashe, because he truly was everything the Youth Charter should be in both philosophy, mission aims and objectives. Our local case studies reflect a Moss Side experience and the shooting of a 14-year-old schoolboy that has inspired the Sport for Development for Peace movement. But from the national example, we look at the National Tennis Centre. And now that it has simply become a hub with a regional emphasis on investing in talent and potential, seeing South Africa become the international example of, again, where Arthur Ashe was to contribute what he felt tennis could do as a social vehicle of change. So it is all there for people to read. It is all there for people to digest, but I hope it will be, more importantly, developed and action taken for those who have the least opportunity to feast on it.